basically you lose all control. And I think that it's hard to emphasize how little control a writer has. I'm currently a writing teacher. I have been a writing professionally for movies and TVs for about 25 years. People who are writing by themselves don't understand that they are going to be a part of a larger production entity, a business entity which has a goal which is being determined by other people than you. Sometimes you and they will get along really well, and then they talk to you and collaborate with you and listen to you, and that's fabulous. But it's not part of it's not built in. That's just people getting along well. The part that's built in is once you have written a script, that script exists independent of you and you are disposable. And the other thing is, anytime you have people collaborating on a work of art, but especially a script or a story, which is very, very abstract in a sense, everyone's going to have a different view of it. Like if I say to you, story about somebody going off to find their birth parents, we will all think of such different people in such different worlds, let alone when you start to think about like a scene or a story or even how a line is said. Everyone who reads that hears it slightly differently. And so when it comes to the process of actually making it, that difference becomes like amplified into physical reality. Like things are just different than you thought. Plus then production gets in the way and different people's taste gets in the way. So the answer is, when you are writing, you are creating something all by yourself, which is a wonderful, fulfilling experience. When you start to work professionally with other people, you change job description to being a person who does a task using their gifts and their personality and their skills for the job as required. And that's what happens. If the job, just like any job, if your boss is nice and you get along and your boss sees things the same way you do, that's really fun. Otherwise, it's like, okay, well, I'm doing this job because I want to pay my rent. That's not bad. It's not wrong. The jobs of creating a motion picture from a script are different than writing it. The needs, the problems, the everything about it is writing something is not the end of the process, which is something that is really hard to conceive of until you've done it a bunch of times, which is why I personally suggest, if at all possible, try to get stuff done. I mean, even like some cheapo genre thing that is sort of a joke, but it doesn't matter because people want to make it because they want to make that type of thing. Do that, get that experience, because once you see what happens to words on a page when they go through the process of people acting them and directing them and designing them, you'll never write the same way, in a good way, in the way of like you'll actually become a functional screenwriter instead of a writer who's trying to get stuff made, which is very, very different. And the other thing is DIY. If you can do micro budget, if you have it in yourself to make your own screen story from your script, you should try and do that. If not, because that's a weird combination of skills. Most people don't have that. So if you want to write stuff, but you don't want to make it yourself, you might find some film students or underemployed film people who are like, I would like to direct something, I would like to act in something, but I don't write very well. They want you as a writer. Do that. Forget the money part. Forget the money part and have the experience part and have the possibility of a tiny audience. You never know. Also, some of the, you get somebody who's worked in commercials and wants to make their first feature, and you get some actors, you'll get, at very least, you'll get an audience of 40 or 50 people. That's not bad. 40 or 50 people that you don't know watching your stuff get done is an incredible experience.